Let's also talk about Vladimir Putin's guest list. One of the most prominent faces was the Defence Minister of India, Rajnath Singh, the first Indian leader to fly out of the country post the lockdown. The fact that Russia was the first country an Indian minister visited should count for something. There was a time when India and Russia shared deep cultural and strategic ties, the days of Raj Kapoor movies. The nostalgia remains, but much has changed. India has established strategic and military ties with the United States, and Russia has defense pacts with Pakistan. And of course, there's China, the elephant in the room. Where does all of this leave the India-Russia relationship? Here's a report.
Under the shadow of the coronavirus, Russia put together its biggest military show. In attendance was India's Defence Minister, Rajnath Singh. He witnessed the majestic march of India's Tri-Services contingent at Red Square. These pictures define the special relationship between India and Russia. The Indian contingent was part of a lineup of military personnel from 11 countries. They all marched down Red Square with Russian President Vladimir Putin looking on. As Russia's modern-day Tsar tightens his grip on power, Putin can't afford to ignore his allies on the world stage. India is one of them. Later this year, the Russian president plans to visit India. The relationship is old. China is the elephant in the room. Its growing closeness to Russia is a matter of concern for India. Since the Soviet era, India's defense forces have been dependent on Russian weapons. But in recent years, New Delhi has attempted to diversify its defense supplies, replacing Russian weapons with American, French, and Israeli arms. Russian jets are the workhorse of the Indian Air Force. But in 2018, India pulled out of a joint stealth fighter project with Russia. India has bought the Rafale to upgrade the Air Force jet fleet. The Soviet Union used to be India's major trading partner. But modern-day Russia doesn't even figure in the list of India's top 20 trading partners. Until September 2019, bilateral trade between both sides stood at a little more than $7 billion. The relationship has been described as adrift. The Modi government has tried to bridge the gaps. Rajnath Singh's visit to Russia is the first foreign visit from India since the coronavirus lockdown. In Moscow, Russia's Deputy Prime Minister Yuri Borisov visited India's Defense Minister in his hotel despite the pandemic restrictions. Even after the coronavirus shock, Russia has signaled at the timely delivery of the S-400 missile defense system to India. Despite China's growing influence in Russia, Moscow chose not to take sides when India was locked in a border dispute with the Dragon.
You know, we've never had such a goal to help India and China to develop bilateral relations. India and China have every opportunity to solve and consider any problems that arise in relations between them. And problems arise between many countries, including, of course, in between neighbors.
Such a calibrated response, seen alongside India's participation in the Victory Day parade, is a signal. The India-Russia relationship remains strong, with both sides taking a pragmatic approach to navigate the choppy waters of global diplomacy. Bureau Report, WION World is One.